Very good morning, children. Today in my geography class, I will be starting with a new topic, soil as a resource. Children, you all by now are well aware that there exists a relationship between land and soil. What is that important relation? The most important relation between land and soil is that land undoubtedly is a piece of that stretch in which we find the growing up of the crops. But how is this growing up of the crops properly done? It is done with the help of resources. And these resources are grown on the soil. So there lies a relation between land and soil. Today in my class, I will be starting with a new topic, soil as a resource. Children, when we talk about soil as a resource, we find that soil is that resource which can be renewed. You know by now that renewable resources are those resources which can be regenerated, which can be reproduced. When we talk about this soil formation, it is with the two factors. And that two factors is, number one, soil as a resource, that is a renewable resource. Renewability is that which can be regenerated, which can be reproduced again and again, as compared to non-renewability, which cannot be regenerated. Once they are finished from the earth crust, we cannot regenerate them. For example, coal. When we talk about soil, soil can be renewed by various ways. The first way of renewal of a soil can be through flood. Children, in the flood areas, we find that the water bodies are being stretched away. As a result of which, we find that the land mass is also covered with water. And when this land mass is covered with water, we find that there in the bed, the river bed, it is the creation of the river bed. As a result of which, we find that due course of time with running temperature etc., we find that after due course of time, when the water settles down in the earth crust, soil gets renewed after due course of time. Here, it is very important for me to tell you about the volcanic eruption. You know that whenever there is the heat accumulation below the earth crust, with this heat accumulation, we find that the volcano comes out in the form of lava. And when it comes out in the form of the volcanic eruption, we find that this soil can be renewed. All the things which are below the earth crust oozes out with the volcanic eruption. This is an important factor of soil as a resource. Second important point related to soil as a renewable resource is that you must have heard several times that we want to grow plants. But what is the basis of growing up the crops? The basis of growing of the crops is that soil support plant growth. There are variety of vegetations, different kinds of flora which are grown in our piece of land. These variety of vegetation are grown on land with the help of soil as a resource. Just imagine there is a large piece of land, vast piece of land. Land is there but soil is not there. As a result of which there will be no plant life into the only land. For plant life, for the existence of plant life, the soil is a major determinant. Very important, children, it is to note out here is that in the soil we find the flora as well as the fauna. Flora means that the flora and the fauna, there is an interdependence. The flora and the fauna along with the microorganisms, along with the organisms are dependent on soil. And this organism in the soil gives flora and fauna the life system. You know, children, that there are different types of soil. According to the different types of soil, black soil, alluvial soil, according to the climatic conditions, according to the areas in which they are distributed, we find different vegetations have different kinds of organisms. These organisms are peculiar to the soil types in which they are being formed or they are being found in different regions. So, when we talk about, for example, let me give you an example of a desert. In the desert, arid soil is there. The vegetation of arid soil is different from the vegetation of the Himalayan soil. Now, the vegetation is different. Why the vegetation is different? Why the plants are grown differently in desert area as well as Himalayan area? The major determinant here is the soil. That soil which is used as a resource. And this soil is a source of various life forms as well as the life forms for the survival of the people. We find, children, that according to the vegetation, we find that there is changes in the soil. As the soil changes from the new soil to the old soil, as the soil loses its fertility, we find that there is also the change in the vegetation. The percentage of the vegetation in which the soil is grown in the initial years or after succeeding years. Now, we'll come forward to the next important factor, and that is soil which is used as a natural resource. Here, it is very important to tell you about a diagram. In your geography book, there is a diagram which has different layers. Please, when you will be hearing to this video, you will be seeing towards the, you will be looking towards the diagram. The diagram shows different layers of soil. Here we find that at the lower level of the diagram, you find the parent rock. I told you in my previous videos also that as the parent rock, so is the soil. Now, what is the connection between the parent rock and the soil? Just like we resemble our parents, similarly, the big rocks, when they break up into small rocks and ultimately when they make up the formation of the soil, we find that there is a similarity between the parent rock as well as the soil. This parent rock is basically unweathered bedrock. Unweathered bedrock means that this is found in the crust. And since it is found in the crust, we find that this layer is that layer which has no impact of the weather conditions. That is, it is found in the crust of the earth. You know very nicely, there is a core, there is a mantle, and there is a crust. So when we talk about the crust, we find that the parent rock is found in the crust of the earth. And in here we find that it is on the lower level. It is found in the lower level of the soil formation. And this is that crust which has no impact of the weather conditions. When we move from the parent rock, we move up. And that layer is known as substratum weathered rock. This is that layer of rock which is being formed by the phenomena of weather. I told you in my previous videos also that soil takes millions of years to regenerate or millions of years to reproduce themselves or to form themselves. This process of the formation of the soil, we find that it is a process which has various agents. Now, what are the various agents? The various agents are heat, excessive heat, low temperature, high temperature, and the amount of rainfall. Whether that rainfall is at a lower level or whether that we are having excessive rainfall in that area. depending upon the temperature, depending upon the heat of the sun, and depending upon the rainfall, we find that this layer is that layer which is the substratum weathered layer of the soil, and this is made basically because by the phenomena of weather which is taking care of the soil as a resource, which is taking care of soil and its formation. This is a very important layer. When we move from the parent rock to substratum weathered rainfall, we move to the upper layer which is known as the subsoil. This is the second layer of the formation of the soil. Formation of the soil means starting from the below, there are different layers of the soil. When we talk about the subsoil, which is the second layer from when we see it from upward direction or from the top, we find that it is the foundation. I'll give you a small example. Suppose you want to construct your house. There is a foundation. Or you cannot make anything in the foundation because that is deep. Over that, you make a layer of the cement. That layer of the cement is giving you the rigidity, is giving you the formation of the house, is giving you the foundation of your house. Similarly, this subsoil tries to give the foundation because we find here the cement formation. This is the base of the soil. It is found in the lower crust of the soil. Here we find that it is that ratio which is basically the raw cemented layer. Raw cemented layer means that there are not many changes in this particular layer. As a result of which, when we find here the layer of cement, we find here in the soil formation three things: sand, silt and clay. According to this, we find the deposition of these sand, silt as well as clay. The last but not the least, we find the upper layer of the soil. This is the top soil. And this is where we find it is rich in humus. Maximum vegetation growth is found in this particular area only. That soil which is an important part of various vegetation growth in our country. Children, I hope you are quite clear with the explanation of soil as a resource. This is a very important question which comes in the form of 5 marks. What are the different types of question which can come in your examination? Number 1, enumerate the relationship between soil and resource. Number 2, write down the importance of soil as resource. Number 3, what can be the various ways where soil can be utilized as a resource? It is very important for you to know by now that soil is that resources which is very important. It grows vegetation. All the human beings, flora, fauna are totally dependent on this soil. For any kind of vegetation on a piece of land, it is very important that soil has to be there. Suppose there is a soil, there is a good climate, there is immense and good quality of rainfall. But if soil is not there, we find that these factors will not be useful for contributing anything for the food growth. The most important determinant of any crop production for the growth of the crop is soil. The formation of the soil is not a one-day phenomena or years phenomena. It takes years for soil to be formed. It is basically a process which is also sometimes taken as the depositional work. Depositional work means that from one place, when the wind or by the agents of wind, rainfall or heat, from one place, one soil gets deposited, deposed to another level. I told you this also, that the vegetation is totally dependent upon. Vegetation here means the good quality of crops or bad quality of crops. The good quality of crops, the alluvial soil, the decomposition of sand, silt and clay will have more crop production as compared to the desert soil. In my subsequent videos, we will be discussing about the various classification of soil. Thank you very much.